Alright guys, Dokkan time again, and today's video is another viewer requested how to build. I'm just going to start pumping these out as long as people are asking, and if I haven't made the video before, as long as it's a reasonable unit. And today's unit is definitely very much reasonable. Carlos2355 has asked, could I make a video for Fizz LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta? So normally this is kind of probably an obvious one of how you want to build this guy, but I feel with 9th anniversary here, we should remember that this guy right here is next in line for 10th anniversary's EZA, and that's just a year. That's 1 year. Now, mind you, most people are there's some people who probably won't even play this game in a year. But it is a good thing to note of. So you should probably think about how you want to build them right now if you're just now getting a copy of them, or maybe you finally got dupes of them and they've just dodged you this for so long. So let's get into it. They are fused fighters and GT Heroes 170 with Kamehameha as a 200% lead for them. They raise attack and defense on both 18 and 12 key. Now, with that in mind, it 100% means usually when you have a stacking feature on a unit that you'll mostly go AA. You'll go additional attack. Now, in the future, for an EZA to come through, you got to look at the bits and pieces of the kit. More than likely, you're still going to capitalize on the additional. You're going to capitalize on that extra stack of attack and defense, and it'll only make them better when they EZA. So, but they have a pretty bare bones kit, but it's also very straightforward at the same time. They have an entrance animation, they guard for a single turn. It's not very long. I don't think that'll change on EZA. I think they'll keep that, and if they do change it, it'll probably be a couple turns. Attack and defense 77% and an extra key +1 per type key sphere obtained for 7 turns from the start of battle. So typically, most of the time, you won't be able to really see this disappear. This should not carry over into fusing with Gogeta. I don't believe it should. If it does, I'm kind of surprised it does. And if it did go into when you transform into Gogeta, it would only be for the turn of specifically. But anyways, attack and defense 120 and plus an additional key +1 per type key sphere obtained. Chance of performing a critical per rainbow key sphere 7%. They launch an additional super red key +20, and they have attacks effective against all types when key is 24 or more. So, the basic idea of this unit is that you want to build them up as quickly as possible, and then finally go into Gogeta to finish the job, typically. So, they have one built-in additional. If you go for a full hidden potential, full dodge, or not dodge, full additional build, then you can potentially get a triple super. If you get triple super in the turn, that's 3 stacks. 3 stacks is very good. Now, if we go over to Gogeta, Gogeta stops the stacking. Gogeta doesn't stack. He has greatly raised attack and defense on 1 turn on his 12 key, and he massively raises. Has a 100 attack increase on 18 key super, and he nullifies the enemy's action for 1 turn. Very, very, very good unit. Actually, I mean, weirdly enough, looking at his kit, high chance to evade enemy super, high chance of launching an additional, medium chance of critting, attacks effective against all types, chance of performing critical and reduces damage received by 7% per rainbow key sphere, plus an additional 2 per type key sphere, attack 177. This guy is literally, when you transform into Gogeta, you're basically looking like current units. Like, there is actual units right now that have this kind of similar kit of, like, having built-in additionals, built-in crits, damage reduction per key sphere, or even just on hits. We have units that are greatly and massively raising attack and defense now. I mean, he's pretty much already feels like he's kind of normal right now when he transforms. But, yeah, you can be darn sure that next year when he EZAs, he's going to be crazy. Now, once again, I feel the 100% way you should build Goku and Vegeta here, full additional. Because the more you build up before they fuse, the more you build up, the higher their damage output is just going to be, and they're just going to be crazy. They have built-in crit. They have 30% chance to crit. They have attacks effective against all types. they have chance of performing a higher level of crit by 7% per rainbow key sphere obtained. So this has been a kind of a topic that I messed up on in a previous video, but basically, because you collect key spheres for this additional chance to crit, it applies itself to this medium chance to critical here. So medium chance to critical is a 30% chance to crit. So when you collect, let's just say 2 rainbow key spheres with Gogeta, that's an extra 14% chance. So the 30 and the 14 get combined to make a 44% chance to critical. Now, if you don't know, in the hidden potential, there is a 2% chance for that ability to proc for every node. So a level 1 additional in the hidden potential is a 2% chance. So a level 10 additional in your hidden potential is actually a 20% chance of activating. So if you have a 25% chance, let's just say if you have a medium percent chance, a medium is 30%. That means a medium crit rate is equivalent to a level 15 critical hidden potential. That's what it's equivalent to. So, I mean, already, that's pretty high. If you collect 3 rainbow key spheres with them, he's already got a 50% chance to crit. So, I mean, he doesn't need the crit whatsoever. Not to mention he gets damage reduction, which is crazy. But yeah, I cannot emphasize enough. It's 100% full additional. Sure, put the rest into dodge by all means. That's the only thing really not super. No, he has a 50% chance of evading enemy's attack. Enemy super attack. Okay. So that is something to keep in mind. His dodge is just for super attacks. It's not dodging normals. So he might not be super high on defense start of turn, but he's definitely going to be fine post super. I don't have damage related defense I only have defense calculations. So if you get a total of 6 stacks, this is what your stats will look like. When you go into Gogeta specifically, I believe, is what Halvard was. This is a really old post. I couldn't find a newer one. Goku and Vegeta's transform is treated as having 6 stacks from their non-transform state. Yeah. So this right here is their defense with 6 stacks, with 6 attacks. So if you triple supered on turn 1 and turn 3, and then transformed on turn 5, then this is what your defense would look like. I think it would be much higher. I think these are like really old, really kind of old. But they're much better than they're still very good. They're just much better on their 18. They have to super first. You want to make sure you super with Gogeta first before you take an attack. That's something to keep in mind. He's not going to take a pre-super very well, and by pre I mean he wants to launch his own super attack so he can get a large amount of attack stats when he makes a super attack. So, and I think very much likely on 10th anniversary, the Easy A for this unit is just going to be absolutely insane. If he does an Easy A next year, I wouldn't be too surprised. They're still very good unit, though I don't think they're up to snuff for the 9th anniversary content by any means. You could still probably have some good RNGesus moments with you and make it through. But, I mean, overall, they're definitely starting to age a little bit. But yeah, I 100% stand by my point. It's a full additional build. If you want to go and put a little bit of dodge into them, I wouldn't be surprised. But there's no reason to put crit onto them. When they're Goku and Vegeta, you shouldn't be aiming for damage. You're not aiming for damage. You're ending for the end goal, which is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who is just going to crit and just do absurd amount of damage. Base state, build up. Build up that additionals, get as many additionals as possible, and then transform into Gogeta and just let it rip and destroy them. So, anyways, I hope that actually helped out Carlos a little bit and helped out anybody else that was wondering how to build this unit. It would be a very similar, if not the exact same build for the 7th anniversary LR Tech Blue God Goku and Vegeta, the same anniversary unit that's shared with this one. They would pretty much have the same build if you're so wondering. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and have a good day and a good night. And please, please, before we go, comment below if there's any units you want to know how to build. Thank you.